Hi there and welcome to a Shadowrun Returns Let's Play. I don't know if I'm going to make this a one-shot or if I'm going to make it a series. A friend had requested this, and so I'm going to see how it goes. I've already beaten the main quest for this game, and I have my own opinions about it. This is the main quest. The great thing about this game is that you have these custom quests that you can do, and there's also custom content packs. Anyways, let's go ahead and launch the default campaign here. And I call it the default campaign because to call it the main campaign, it is pretty short and not very deep. So I kind of see it as more of a default campaign than a main campaign. Maybe just because of the size of it. Alright, so we're going to create a character. And we'll make a male. And all the different races have different ups and downs. Basically, if you play a troll or an orc, or any of these races, some of your stats are going to have higher upper limits, and some of them will have lower upper limits. Basically, all it really affects is the max potential you have in a certain stat. That's really all your race will affect. So, unsurprisingly, the trolls can be very strong. They can have a high body, which is essentially their health stat, like Constitution in D&D or something like that. They have, I think, average quickness? Yeah, I'm sorry, a little under average quickness. The humans have average everything, and then they just get an extra 3 karma. And the trolls get an extra to body and strength, and they also get these very high upper limits for body and strength. They have very low limits for charisma and intelligence, a little bit lower limit for quickness, and average for willpower. Let's see. My last time I played this game, I played a Decker/Rigger combination. I don't really like going purely by the archetypes. You know, I prefer to, that's a custom portrait I had made when I wanted to play a wizard. You can also put custom portraits in. You know what, how about we make a wizard? I find that portrait really amusing. Let's make a wizard, or let's make a shaman with this, and we'll just have him have this little silly Merlin portrait. Let's change our guy up though. Who do we want? Do we want high elf or dwarf or... I think if we want a shaman, we should play an elf. Oh, can we not get our wizard if we play the elf? We can't. Alright, so we're going to be a human then. Because I'm dead set determined on using this silly wizard. Can I get a big beard? It's the biggest beard I can get. I cannot get... Well, wait, what was that? That's more like a little... Oh, there we go. There we go. Alright. So, that's close, but not quite the hairstyle we're going for. Let's see if we can find one that works better. You've got a nice Santa Claus look now. Let's see. I want to see if I can get long wizard hair. There we go. Perfect. Hopefully I can get a wizard hat at some point. I don't know if this game will let me have a cheesy stars and moons wizard hat, but I really hope it will. I'll just be the same color as my portrait and everything. Alright, I think that's pretty good. Let's start. With the jacket on, our wizard kind of looks like an old school biker. So we get extra 3 karma since we went human. The first thing I always like to do is get my body up to 3, which is just a very solid 30 hit points. Each time you get body, yeah, you hit points increase by 10. So body's a really nice stat. And the quickness, that's chance to hit in ranged, chance to not get hit by any physical attacks. Notice how it says physical attacks? That means magic attacks are not going to be affected by how fast you are. But quickness is nice even if you don't plan to do any ranged combat, because you want to have dodge as a stat. As a wizard, you don't have a whole lot of need to use guns. I mean, they're useful, but there's really not a whole lot of point in not just consolidating your stats. Strength, that's your chance to hit and how far you can throw grenades. Grenades are really useful, so I like getting just a little bit of strength. Maybe. And just so I can use throwing weapons. Intelligence, in a lot of games intelligence is a magic stat. In this game it controls your ability to use technology. like for example, biotech or decking or ESP control, drone combat. Then there's willpower. Willpower is sort of your basic magic stat. There's two kind of magics in this game. Actually three, if I remember correctly. There's two connected to willpower, and that's regular spell casting. That's for a traditional mage, shoot fireballs at people and so on. Then there's chi casting. Chi casting is for adepts. Anyways, and now we have charisma. Charisma is the stat our shaman's going to be using, so we want to put that at least to 4. The cool thing about charisma is as you increase it, every other level you've increased charisma, you get a new etiquette. So we're going to have, what's a good etiquette to have for a wizard? Probably academic. So I'll have an academic etiquette, and we'll put in another one. Do corporate, or I could do security. Security seems useful, but we'll definitely be upping this stat a lot. Anyway, so we got that at 4. So there's two types of spellcasting you can do here. Where you can do conjuring, which is sort of the direct spellcasting for shamans. It's not quite as strong, in my opinion, as the wizards. And then there's spirit summoning, which is your main thing you do as a shaman. A friend of mine had suggested doing an intelligence decker shaman, which I think could be an interesting idea. Yeah, you know what? Let's see if we can do that. Maybe we don't need so many grenades. We can use karma on this later. We won't need to use that right away. Dodge we'll keep. What else? Yeah, we'll keep everything else. Okay. Have that. And we want to get decking. No, not decking. I'm sorry, rigging. Drone control, as it's called in the tree here. Decking is for hacking, and the default campaign does not have a lot of hacking opportunities, so I would not suggest putting points in hacking if all you're going to do is a default campaign. Find a custom campaign with lots of decking opportunities. Just read around. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and put drone control up. And drone control, you don't get anything for putting points into it except these and special abilities, so we're not going to put it at 2 just yet. Well, actually, what else it does, I had almost forgot. It'll increase your upper limit for drone combat. You see these little blue lines here? Some skills set the upper limit for other skills. Just like our stat sets the upper limit for our skills, see? If we have 3 intelligence, we can't have higher than 3 drone control. See? I can't get 4 drone control with 3 intelligence. I have to get smarter. So I'm going to put drone control level 1 so we can equip basic class C drones, because we don't have access to class B drones at any point. I'll go ahead and put another point in so that we can get a little bit better drone combat. So we can get one that'll increase their armor and one that'll increase their accuracy. Alright, that's enough for basics. Biotech's another useful skill, and makes enemy HP visible when you get it to 2, which is worth it in my opinion. Oof. We've been spendy with our points, and now we don't have a whole lot left for casting, do we? Part of me wonders if maybe I should try this one at a time. I really don't want to get rid of that dodge skill. We can get biotech later. Let's see what else we can do here. We'll keep spirit control. And we'll get a little bit of conjuring. And I think we're good. We've increased our spirit another point. We need a mounting number of points to increase the stats. So for the first block you need 1, second block you need 2, third block you need 3, and so on. So it gets harder and harder to increase a stat the more points you put into it. So what we're going to do is, we'll accept this for now, because we are kind of a hybrid. It's understandable. We're not going to have all the the coolest toys for each of our respective roles. It looks like I'm getting a frame rate issue. Perhaps it's showing like 8 frames a second for some reason. I don't know why my frame rate's dipping that low. But yeah, so I think we're pretty good for now. We've got our drone control, and we've got our spirits. So let's go ahead and click confirm. So this is going to be a very much a pet character. So that'll be our build, I guess. Let's start her up. And I hope this frame rate issue goes away when we start the game. I might see if I can't turn off recording real quick at some point and restart it, see if I can get a better frame rate out of it. One thing, I tried to run this in a lower resolution, and it kind of freaked out on me when I tried. So I'm running this at max resolution, which is not going to be great for the frame rate. So hopefully there's other things I'll be able to do to reduce the frame rate and just increase our performance. So if our performance in game is really bad, we'll see. This loading is taking a while. One thing I might do with these loading screens, I might just skip past them and just say you can pause to read the text, because the loading can take a lot longer than you would ever need to read the text. And of course, there's no real, you don't really need time to read the text if you can just pause the video. Alright, our game is auto-saved. Let's hope that right now, you can't see it, but Fraps is showing about it hasn't gone above 10 frames a second, which is really bad and worrisome, but hopefully that'll change. And press continue. Alright, looks like our frame rate's okay. 2054, it's 3 a.m. and you've got nowhere to go but down. In case you don't know, Shadowrun is very dystopian. It's a type of dystopian science fiction known as cyberpunk. If you're unfamiliar with the basic premise of the genre, the sort of key themes in the genre, big corporations that sort of control everyone's lives, high technology but low life. So you can see it's 2054 and we've got these advanced computers and so on, but we live in this rundown apartment. These are all artifacts of cyberpunk. So let's look around our apartment a little bit. I may have to make this video a two-parter. We're pretty, as you saw that, enough to cover us to the end of the week, so we're living paycheck to paycheck. Now our character is what's called a Shadowrunner, and that's where the name of the game comes from. A Shadowrunner is sort of this freelance person who will do dangerous jobs. They're very skilled, but they're also they also have a very low life expectancy just because of the danger of the jobs they're involved in. The list is sad and dried up. I like that one for Sam Watts, probably in a gutter somewhere. So our contacts have all dried up from front to back. Personal calendar has nothing to do. Our character's not in a very good situation. Our vid phone is ringing. Yeah. This has a lot of artifacts that sort of... Another thing about Cyberpunk, it was really big during the 80s. And Shadowrun was big in sort of the 80s and 90s. Actually, mostly the 90s. But because of that, you'll see sort of old ideas of what the future might have been like big TV video phones, which, to be fair, technically happens with Skype, I suppose, if you've got a webcam. Alright. So, Sam Watts, this was the guy we thought was probably in a gutter somewhere. Let's see, how do we want to respond? Well, we don't want to scare away the only person on our contact list, so let's not be too mean. Uh-oh. He's dead. Probably had it coming. Again, I might not linger on these too long, so go ahead and pause if you want to read them. I read pretty fast, so I'll just wait until I'm done reading it and then go on. So he's telling us he really had our back this one night, so we have this little, we haven't heard that name in a long time, so now we're going to have a flashback. It looks like our frame rate in gameplay is not that bad. And as I say that, I get thrown to 2 frames a second. Wow.